We curate your wedding experience from ceremony all the way to send off. So you can really look at me as a little bit more than a DJ, kind of like a timeline manager or Susie's assistant.
Hey friends, Susie Davis here with a plan to remember, and I'm so excited to be coming to you from my own home as we talk about this weekend's Gulf Coast Weddings, the bridal experience that is going to take place at Centennial Plaza from 2 to 5 p.m. And today I have my friend Chuck Patterson. We are going to talk everything music, entertainment, and DJ services and more. And I can't wait to introduce him. George, Chuck, go ahead and join us. Hey, my friend, here we are in today's virtual world, right?
Right.
Where this is how we meet most of our clients. And we had some snafus with kids being sick, and to keep everybody safe, we chose to still keep our appointment that
Yeah,
we had scheduled, right?
that's
And
right.
do this a little bit different, which is a very big comfort zone for both of us. So let's talk a little bit about why I just called you George and Chuck in the same sentence, and a little bit about what you do.
Yeah. So I got to say thank you for allowing me the opportunity to talk with you today and get a little conversation going so that our couples and our brides and everybody can be a bit more informed as they walk into the expo this coming weekend. You did call me by my given name and my nickname, which happens to also be a big part of my brand name. So DJ George Chuck is a combination of the name that I was given from my father, and then also the name that I was given by one of my aunts, my nickname. So when I walk into the room, when I introduce myself, you get all of the people that come before me, and you get some of the folks that I've been co-creating with my wife. So that's where the name comes from.
I love it. So let's tell the viewers what your business name is.
Yeah, the business name is DJ George Chuck, and we help people get married. We basically we curate your wedding experience from ceremony all the way to send off. We help you make sure that you got a great timeline. We work with your wedding planner, your photographer, your videographer. So you can really look at me as a little bit more than a DJ, kind of like a timeline manager or Susie's assistant.
You know what? I love that you just said Susie's assistant, because in all essence, when it comes to the reception and really if you're engaged in the part of the ceremony, the master of ceremonies, the DJ, the band, whoever it
Right.
is, especially in a DJ perspective, you do become another person that I have. If we are not in sync,
Yeah,
the night is not going to go right.
that's
Because
right.
a lot of times, I'm so glad you said that, because the bride may not want to do something right now, or something may be happening behind the scenes that the timeline's here, but we may need to tweak a little bit.
Hmm.
And that's okay, because if we're in sync, right? And
Right.
that in syncness also stems into the photographer and or the videographer and or the caterer, if we have not even gotten to the food part yet,
Right.
or if there's instruments playing at the ceremony, which we recently did, where we have instrumentals and you were providing us the sound for outside and then transferring into cocktail hour and reception. So thank you for sharing that, because that's such a big part. So as we talk about the bridal experience and what a bride and a groom, because we love it when a bride and a groom show up together, what does the couple, when they're definitely coming to see you, what
Yeah.
should they be thinking about when they're stopping by and seeing you?
I would say even if you're not coming to see me and you're looking at other vendors and you really want to give yourself a well-rounded view of all of the folks that are going to be there, you want to look at communication.
Right.
Do you actually have a vibe with the person? Is that person able to build rapport with you, on the spot? Because that's a tool, that's a tip that you have to be able to execute when you're in a wedding reception. A guest
Right.
comes up and they request something, and the bride and the groom or the couple, they're there and they're like, we've communicated about not having requests. I have to be able to
Mm.
communicate that to the guests in a way that doesn't, basically burn a bridge. It just tells them, look, we're respecting what the couple has curated for this day, and we can't accept requests right now.
I
So
think that's a great
Yeah.
question to kind of venture off into is, as you're coming to the show, having idea of, if you don't even have a full plan and you're just getting started, that's totally okay.
Yeah.
That's why we create these types of events, so
That's
that
right.
you can get ideas, ask questions, know where to go next.
Right.
But a lot of people have been planning, especially women. They've been have an idea and a vision in the back of their head since they were a little girl of
Right.
what they want, and sometimes that changes over time. What we foresee music to be is like, we want to have a blast, we want to be dropping it, all night long. But in the truth, grandma may be in the corner over there, the
That's
music
right.
will be too loud, or maybe that type of music is not ideal. So I think that's a great question to have requests, to open requests or not. A lot of times when I'm working with brides, there is a playlist, or knowing exactly what songs or what area we're staying within parameters. So you were talking about that. So elaborate. What are one of the things, the top tips, that, like, maybe two things that you can think of that you want to share with today's couple and or family when they're coming to see us?
Yeah, I think you need to know what you want. You need to have an idea of the things that you want from other folks' weddings that you might have attended in the past. So knowing what you want, whether it be, I want ceremony sound, I want uplighting, I want dancing on the cloud, or I want my DJ to, do help me do a money dance or some type of fun activity. You have to have an idea and you have to know what you want. The other thing is, I think you really need to know who you are as a couple and the type of songs that you want for your special dances.
Oh, that's
We
so
can handle the party part, right? Like if we got an idea of who you are, who your audience is, who your family is, then we need to make sure that we know and understand who you guys are as a couple, and those special dances for you and your new spouse and your parents. Those are the moments that your photographer and videographer are going to capture first. So this is after
absolutely.
those beautiful photos, stage photos. But if you've got a great photographer, great videographer, they're going to capture these moments, and those are the moments that you're going to look back on the video that you want to share on social or share with your family members that may not have had a chance to be there. Those are those moments that really need to spend a lot of thought.
No, that's such sound, great advice. Our jobs, for those of you who are watching us today, is to make the best of your dollars and that moment and experience, because a lot of that you're going to be floating around talking to people, seeing people, you're
Yeah,
not going to have the time to think about all the little details that you are going to have to think about. And that as a planner, I'm sitting behind the scenes making sure that everything's getting, I like to say sometimes, cattle herding, because that's kind of what we do, is we herd
yeah,
people. I'm the shepherd, right? I'm shepherding people into the right
that's
space
right.
and making sure that we're getting everything done in the time frame, because time is money and money is time,
Yeah.
for everybody, whether it's, I think a lot of times people, here's another, we can touch on this question right here. What if we want to go longer?
I've definitely had that one. You get to having such a great time. And if you're willing to make that investment to go beyond, the suggested 4 hour, 5 hour time frame, then, you have to make sure that you communicate with your DJ and have an understanding of what their overtime rate is. Um,
Right.
so overtime rates not only extend to the DJ, but also the venue, because certain venues have a requirement that you might have to be out before a particular time.
Right. I'm so glad that you shared that, because it's not just you,
Yeah.
it's the venue, it is the planner, it
Right.
is the photographer, the
Right.
videographer. There's a lot of people that you touch. I love to have this conversation ahead of time, which in our November wedding that we just did together, we did
Yeah.
have that conversation. And let me just also say, he just said 4 to 5 hours. The average reception time is 4 hours. So when
Right.
he says 5, that's what it is. But be mindful of your guest, and the fact that it takes time, much like the bride and the groom, when they're getting ready all day long. Y'all are going to be tired.
That's
You
right.
think that you are going to want to drop it till it's hot until midnight, but the truth is there's noise ordinances that need to
Right.
be taken into consideration with venues or outdoor spaces. There's also the fact that you've got to think about your elderly family, or like getting those those moments in, and really if you're catching a flight the next morning or not
Yeah.
as well. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of factors that go into making your day big. And I like to always say to people, set realistic expectations and meet them. And
Yeah.
then that's when you exceed the expectation in your head, when
Yeah.
you can meet them. But when you set things up here and you're feeling like you're here, then you're not feeling satisfied with what's going on in your planning or visualization of what your day should be. So,
That's right.
George, what's one last thing that you would leave to our people that are watching us today on Gulf Coast Weddings?
One last thing to leave our couples that are going to see us at the expo, right?
Yes.
I would say if your wedding day is not fun, you did it wrong and you hired the wrong people.
Oh, that's good. I'm gonna close that up. That personality is everything. So, guys, if you're coming to the show, that's 2 to 5 on Sunday, March 1st at Centennial Plaza. Tickets can be purchased on our website. We'll actually drop the link here in today. Just remember that there's going to be people that you may have a connection with right off the bat. Those are the people that as you walk around, you need to like dog ear like you would a page in a book, right? And go back and circle back. We do accept contract signings the day it shows. Some people want to maybe have a second appointment. That's great. But just remember there are dates that are popular dates. There have been many of bridal shows that I have spoken to 5 people who have the same date. And it seems like it's small and it's big, but there's only 52 Saturdays in a year, right?
Right.
So sometimes those Saturdays are double booked. I have done multiple weddings and events in one day. I know that you have as well. But my friends, here's what we want to say. Come see us on Sunday, March 1st from 2 to 5 p.m. at Centennial Plaza. We can't wait to see you.